3 braid styles, real results, first haircut by me, and braiding tips. So stay tuned so you can watch this video. And if you're new here, I want to welcome you to my channel, Keeping It Caprice. I do natural hair, lifestyle, and motivational talks. I know that's something you'll like, so go ahead and click that subscribe button so you don't miss me, okay? This is what we are starting with on my son's hair. He needed a haircut so bad. And as a single mom, I cannot afford for him to get these real good haircuts. So you know what? I'm a do-it-yourself type of person. And I said, I can learn. So I was watching YouTube videos, all kind of stuff like that, trying to figure out how can I cut his hair. Now, it's not perfect and it's something I have to work on, but the more that I do it, the better I will get. So I'm just encouraging you all moms. Like if you have boys at home, you're a single mom, or whatever the case is, just try it and see. Now, I was trying to do a fade, but it's harder than you think, so I need more practice. But what I did learn was, I learned what the guards are for. I just learned what the guards are for. But I went more for a bald cut because I want it to last longer. So I said, forget the fade, but eventually we'll learn the fade. But it's all in the flick of the wrist. Okay, y'all remember that, the flick of the wrist. And this was probably about a month ago that you are looking at right now. Okay. But yeah, so I did that. And I want you to know, when you open the lever, the clippers are not really on the scalp, but when you close the clipper, it's closer to the scalp and it'll give you that bald look. And if you go with the grain, you can keep some hair even when you don't use a guard. But when you go against the grain, that's how you get a bald cut like the one I have. That's all I can give you on hair cutting. I am not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing. So don't take my word for it, but that's what I have experienced by cutting my son hair, okay? This is the first braid style that I came up with, and I want to remind y'all, around this time I was using the red jar of the braiding jam, okay? The shining jam. It was 4 braids in the red jar, as you can see on that table. And I used it on his hair. But when I use it and I braided his hair like that, the edges were coming loose because his hair is fine. So I redid it in smaller braids, and that is fire. Y'all know that style is fire. I loved it. But his hair is so fine and soft that it was still coming loose, being frizzy, stuff like that. So this time I tried a new edge gel and I used it on his hair. I also used it on my daughter's hair, and I will try to remember to put the text on the screen for y'all to click on to see if it works, but it does, and see how good it does work. So I said, well, let me try this new type of braiding gel to see if it works, and it does. This one is orange, and I use this little tool to spread on it. So let me give y'all some tips on braiding hair that I have learned so far. Now, when you're doing big braids like this, you really want that braiding gel, and you need enough braiding gel on the hair. It's gonna keep it intact and in place, and it makes it last longer. The hair won't be so soft, and like I said, his hair is soft and fine, so he needs something that's thick and that will hold. The braiding jam was too soft for his hair, but I love that, but it's not for his hair. It's not going to last at all. And as you can see, I had split the hair in half, the whole part in half. I got the inside, combed it, then I combed them together, and I did the outside, okay, with the braiding gel. So that's what I do. And then you just braid from there. And it's hard for me to explain how to do braids, but I can definitely try to do a braiding tutorial for you all if you are interested in it, because French braiding can be tricky. You can kind of lose the momentum of things and stuff like that. So it's really harder done than said, if that makes sense. But of course, I've been trying to braid hair for years, and I've gotten better over the years. And when I learned, you got to have a good grip. You can't let the braid be loose when you take each piece of hair. It needs to be tight, but you don't want it too tight. Now, sometimes I do braid a little too tight because I don't know my own strength, but you need a good grip. And also, the piece of hair that you take underneath and take it to the middle, you don't want a too big of a gap, because if you have a big gap, that's why the braid is so loose. If you want a tight, neat looking braid, then grip a little bit by little bit each time of the hair. And then for big braids like that, just take one side and grip some hair, and then when you move it over, go to the other side and grip some hair and move it over. Because if you try to get one big, I can't explain it, grip of hair, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to pre-part their braids. That way, all they have to do is just grab the hair as they go, and they don't have to go through what I'm going through. And you can do that too. It just takes more time. Another thing is, every time you braid, just look on the side of the braids and make sure that it's slicked down on each side. You don't want a lot of puckles and stuff like that. If the hair is dry, add some braiding gel on it, because that's what's going to make it last and look good and nice and moisturizes the braid. And during the time, which I was kind of lazy because I was so tired, forgive me, but when the hair is all clumped up, comb it out. You really, like, braids take time. Like, it's not a fast process as you think it is. You really need to take your time if you want the neatest braids. So, like, comb the strands when they feel all bulked up, and it gives you more length. And another thing that you have to remember is how you wash and blow dry the hair. You need the hair moisturized. And when you blow dry the hair, it needs to be pretty straight and combable. If you cannot comb through the hair, let me tell you, it's not going to look good. I've tried that so many times on my daughter's hair that I did not like it. And I learned to start taking my time. Like, the washing process takes time. Blow drying, oh my goodness, it takes time. But it's going to be worth it, because it's going to be easier to part and grip and grab hair as you braid. And I've learned my lesson. And you really want to get in those roots, because if those roots are matted up, it's going to be hard to braid and to comb out, and your braid is going to be all chunky. It's not going to be slick, smooth, straight, neat. So that is very important. So you have to take all that into consideration, what you're using to wash the hair, to make sure it's moisturized. How you're blow drying the hair, but it's how you wash and moisturize it too. So, like I said, washing, moisturizing, how you blow dry the hair. Is it combable? Even with a thin comb, not the wide tube, but the small combs, it needs to comb right on through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could comb through his hair, so it was easy for me to part. Now that gel is kind of thick, and I don't have any nails on my fingers, so it was kind of hard to grip it. And that's what the comb is for. It helps you part that end tail, or you can use the top of the comb to part the hair as you grab and go. That's what it is for. Use the tools and resources that you have to make the neatest braid. And so those are things that I've learned. So the wash, the blow drying process, like your grip, and how you comb and take your time doing the hair. So, and how much hair you grab each time. So it really is a lot into it. And you also want to make sure that your braids are pretty even. If you want an even look, you don't want one side being fat and then the other side looking skinny, and then your braid is looking lopsided. So it's just a lot of factors that go into braiding that I wish I knew at a earlier, but it took trial and error, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still not perfect. I'm still learning and coming up with new techniques. But hopefully, this will help you all learn just some tips on braiding if you're trying to braid. And I'm hoping that it was helpful. And if so, I'm glad. So go ahead and give this video a like so we can push it out more. I appreciate you watching this video. Y'all mean so much to me. I love the support that y'all give me. I promise y'all it doesn't go unnoticed. And I cannot wait to see y'all on the next one. But I just hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm signing off. So y'all be blessed now.